there, let's go to showing you um, the Compendium browser. The Compendium browser is awesome. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Basically, since I did the D&D Beyond integration on the Forge, having um, the ability to convert to a world or a module was an option specifically for rule books, specifically because I realized that it was near impossible to navigate the large amount of compendiums and content and be able to actually find what you're looking for, uh, because it's very difficult for Foundry to give you a very useful um, way to access your content. I'm seeing a question in chat. I'm not reading chat because it's going too fast and I have too many things to say. But sometimes I will notice something. So, MC Carty McCarty, I assume, if I'm using the Mr. Primate's D&D Beyond importer, will that cause problems with your own D&D Beyond importer? It's it should not. It will not. They work very, very differently. Mr. Primates is absolutely magnificent. I love his work, and I love Mr. Primate as well. As a person, he's a really great dude. Um, but we have very different ways of going about it. In the sense of with Mr. Primate's importer, you will be looking for specific monsters that you import into your game or your compendiums, and you will be mostly importing also character sheets. It's great for that. Um, we don't do import of character sheets. We just do imports of books, right? So let's say the basic rules. You want to import the basic rules. I do this. It pops me the basic rules page. Do you authorize the Forge to validate your D&D Beyond purchase for basic rules, download on your behalf, and transfer the content of this source material to your Forge account? If you agree, then you can download and convert it into a uh, what do you call it? A module like compendiums, and that's how you do it. It's not going to take hours of importing your content, and it's not going to just import quite anything. It's a very specific book that you're importing from D&D Beyond. I believe the Mr. Primate also has book imports, though they work differently, and I think it's a little bit more complicated to use than the way it's set up, because I believe you have to run it on your own computer and do things like that. So it has installed some dependencies here for us, which uh, is like the new Forge Compendium browser, and we'll see how that looks in a minute. I want to show you. Let's say I'm going to import Monster Manual, Curse of Strahd, Lost Mine of Fendelver. By the way, if you have not seen that, D&D Beyond was bought by Wizards of the Coast very recently. And so your D&D Beyond account is now being moved to a Wizards account. I think um, any of you who have been on D&D Beyond probably saw the emails, notifications, and information about that. Um, what you may not know is that they also released this week Lost Mine of Fendelver as free content now. So if you want, Lost Mine of Fendelver is now available for free on D&D Beyond. As long as you have a D&D Beyond account, it's available. And because of that change, I've also made that free on the Forge. Basically, the basic rules, Lost Mine of Fendelver, and Frozen Stick, the 3 free content on D&D Beyond, you can import it without needing to be part of the beta, without needing to be a patron or anything like that. It will just work. So that's a great way for you, if you're on the Forge, to try the D&D Beyond integration that we are building without any commitment from on your part of beta access or anything like that. It's available for everybody. Straight away, you can go to the D&D Beyond tab on the Bazaar and just install, like, import the basic rules, Lost Mine of Fendelver, and Frozen Sick. Curse of Strahd is my my little favorite thing because that's the campaign I played for 2 years. So from the module side, Forge, Compendium, Browser. No, where is it? Forge, Compendium. There you go. So here's the Forge Compendium browser. We'll update it. The Compendium browser module, and I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. Let's start this world. Let's start with this world. We do have one for the live stream, but we'll get to that once we do the Bazaar showcase. A question in chat: how do you get beta access? So to get beta access, what you would need to do is be a patron of me, Kakaroto. So if you go to the D&D Beyond tab here, it explains everything, and then there's the click here for more information, which explains even a bit further what you can expect, what the limitations are, etc. So if you are a patron of Kakaroto, and that's me. So patron, and then you go to your my account page, Patreon, and link with your account with Patreon, and then it will just automatically give you access. For the $5 tier, that gives you access to importing the rule books. And the $5 tier gives you access to importing the adventures. So adventures, obviously, Curse of Strahd, Heart of the Dragon Queen, etc. And the rule books are, basic rules, player's handbooks, monster manual, all the rule books basically that aren't actual adventures. All right. If you haven't seen, this is the last demo. Some music. Okay, I'm gonna remove the music. Let's manage modules, D&D Beyond. So let's enable the basic rules, Curse of Strahd, Lost Mind Fandlever, Monster Manual, Player's Handbook. This one is not on version 0.1.0, the Forge of Fury, so it's not going to appear. So no need to enable it. Because if you did convert before, like the import your content from D&D Beyond, you would need to recreate your modules because there needs to be a change. So all the adventures you have on your account, right? Yes, McCarty. It does verify your purchase. So if you were not logged in on D&D Beyond or you didn't purchase it on D&D Beyond, it will not be able to download it on your behalf because we're not providing that content. We're just downloading it as you. And so if you don't have access to it, then you can't import it. So yeah, in that case, it will tell you haven't bought this content. It will redirect you to the marketplace on D&D Beyond. So you would need to purchase it on D&D Beyond itself. So let's open the Compendium browser. There you go. Open the Compendium browser. There should be an image here. Oh, it's a little slow, but okay. So it will show you your content, your imported books. Before the Compendium browser, if you had used this feature, you would have seen about 100 different content packs here, which was absolutely unmanageable. But now you can click on your different books to see them. Let's say the basic rules. You can just navigate your rules right like that. Oh, let's see this Baylor. Here's the actor. And you can just import them. Just like that, it's imported into my Foundry, and I can just drop it. You can see it's a huge or large monster. Bone Devil, so you can, go through those. You can see the items here. So you have your bard features, you have your spells. Obviously, you can also search. So let's say you want to add acid flash. Whoops, acid flash. Wait, is it acid flash? No, splash. Sorry. There you go. Here's acid splash and import it. There you go. And I can just then put that into your character sheet. Curse of Strahd. Let's go. My scenes. actors. So these are only the actors for Curse of Strahd. But here's the scenes. So you can see the Vistani camp. It tells you here's the image and here's the how many walls there is, how many ambient lights, and I can just import my scene. And there you go. I can just go to the scene right there. And it comes with the walls, with the lighting. Well, wait, give me a second here. It says 4 ambient lights, so there should be some light. Oh, there they are. Whoops. There's your 4 ambient lights. So just like that. Let's open the Compendium browser again. What should I go to? Oh, Lost Mine of Phandelver. Here's running the adventure, etc. And I'm looking through Wave Echo. I mean, this is, the player, the DM version and all that. And then I can go to my scene and just Red Brand Hideout, and I'm gonna import it. And there it is in my world. You can see this is not, this is not a fake video. This is live. It doesn't take hours to import all that content. It's just that easy. Let's go to the monster manual. Oh, I want to search for, I don't know, some dragon. And okay, there's a bunch of dragons in all of these. And then, okay, I want an adult white dragon because that sounds fun. And I'm going to drop that adult dragon right here in this red brand hideout. And yeah, it's got all of the stats. Everything it's great. It's really great. You can, just browse through all of your actors very easily. You can search, obviously, as I've just shown. You can, I mean, this is, the monster manual, so you can actually go see, oh, what is a pixie? And you can, this one doesn't look so good. This one is a bit better. I don't know why this is kind of an issue with the D&D Beyond data itself, that some of them don't have the right styling. But pseudo dragons, so you have your pseudo dragon stat block, then you have the information about them. But you can click on that and you get to the actual sheet. So it switched from from the journal. Let's go to abolets, right? So we are currently in journals, abolets. So we're looking at the stat block. This is the journal. I mean, I can import that journal, right? This is the journal that tells me about the abolet and all of the stuff. But then I can click here and I get to the actual monster, the actor. I just switched to the actor. I can import that actor. It's fast. It's easy to use. It's awesome. It's great. You can just look at your monk, and you don't need to import everything into your world because a lot of users are importing this stuff into their world. And it bugs down the world. It becomes slow. It becomes, instead you can keep all of that as your compendiums, and then you can just access the compendium and import your actor or your scenes or your journals as you need. I mean, for your journals, you don't even need to import your adventure into your journals here. You can keep your journals in the world to just be your session summaries and things like that, and you can just keep reading the book straight from the Compendium browser. You don't need to import that content for it to be accessible, right? I don't even know why you need an import button here. You just need to view it in this format. It's just so much better. You can also, drag and drop, I believe. I think that works for scenes rather than... So, drag and drop. Oh, there you go. Drag and drop. Actors also, you can drag and drop your actors. Well, I need to do it here. Phantom. There you go. So you can drag and drop from here. I wonder if I can drag and drop into the map from here. Yes, I can. So you can straight drop your contents from the Compendium browser into the canvas without going through opening it and then clicking import and then you just go and drag and drop it. It will import it and place it on the canvas. That's great. I'm seeing a question. Will you use the player version of the scenes in the future? It's already the player versions. These are player Well, they're supposed to be player versions. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, they are supposed to be player versions. I'm not sure why that's not the case. That sounds like a bug. Definitely sounds like a bug because it wasn't doing that before. Thank you for noticing. Who asked the question? Iri Ganassi. No. What's the question? Uh, I think chat just went too fast for me to follow. Who asked that? Oh, Michael Marcustan. Right. Thank you for noticing that it's not the player version. That needs to be fixed as soon as possible. I wonder if it was just on. Uh, yeah, so this one is the player version. Red Brand is the player version. Pragma is player version. Okay, all of these are player versions. Oh, okay, so there's both of them. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Okay, okay. So let's go back to Curse of Strahd, because I didn't notice that. Um, okay, these are player versions as well in Curse of Strahd. Yeah, the was no, yeah, this one isn't. Washer House. I wonder if there's another Washer House that is player version. Anyways, getting that cleaned up and making that content, where it matches, because the walls, the lighting, and all of that, that goes to Mr. Primate. He has an open source repository with all the metadata for the scenes. That is not our work. I definitely want to give credit where it's due. It's Mr. Primate and his team and his community that has set up all of those maps with the walls and all of that. That all that information is coming from them, and what I want to be working on, I mentioned before, we are going to have a short-term contract with next month with Arcanist. I want him to work on getting this stuff cleaned up, so we don't see these player DM versions. We don't have, because I know that there are some maps where you have the wall information. This is a bug from our side where you have the wall information of one map being dropped on the wrong map. So we want to improve that. But overall, this Compendium browser is absolutely a game changer in how you access your D&D Beyond content. Uh, because I mean, you've seen how it works, right? You just, hey, I want um, uh, let's say I want the Sunless Citadel. You click the Sunless Citadel. Okay, I authorize the Force to import it for me. And then that gives you this module. And then you can just go ahead and just look at the content. And you have the cross references between things. This was a recent fix also. So we've done not just releasing the Compendium browser, we fixed some stuff. With the way that conversions themselves work. There's more to be done. One thing, for example, is that if you import as a world, I would really like you to not see just the monsters that are specific to Curse of Strahd. I want you that, if there's a werewolf or just a wolf that comes from the basic rules or comes from the monster manual, I want you to have that in your actors when you import your adventure as a world, right? So that's one of the changes that I want to do, and it's been the biggest problem I've had with the D&D Beyond integration, and I'm still having a little bit of challenge to do that smoothly because again, we don't have that content. We are not providing it. We have to go get it from D&D Beyond, and we're getting it as a whole set as a book. So you might have access to a monster manual monster, but you don't have access to the monster manual book itself. So we might not be able to get that content specifically. So it's a little bit complicated. So that's why still hasn't been fixed yet. But yeah, I mean, you have your all your stuff, your spells, everything, and it's all set up properly in theory. Let's see, what do we have? Do you have something that gives like, I don't know, some damage that we can see? Acid Arrow should have. Oh, it's not effects, it's details. So yeah, you see the damages, the damage formula, everything is set up properly for you. What's the verbal, somatic, what's the material you need, everything is just imported. There might be some bugs, there might be some issues, but we're working on getting that content perfect for you. All right. So that's the Compendium browser. What do you all think? I am personally really excited about it. I really am. I really love it. I love the changes. I've been seeing this in my mind for over a year now on how it should be done, and I'm really glad that this is finally done. The work was almost entirely done by Iron Monk, by the way, who you know probably from all of the modules for Foundry VTT that Iron Monk is doing. We have brainstormed on the design. I pitched my ideas. He improved on those as well, and then he implemented the feature, getting it to a state where I'm really happy with the overall result of what he developed for me. Well, for us, for you. That's the truth. Let's see. Did I forget to mention anything about this? Uh, do, do, do. Oh yeah, something really, really important and really cool about this is where's the Forge Compendium browser? Something really cool about it is that we have released this as an open source project. So if anybody wants to use this, not only did we make it not exclusive to the Forge, it's not exclusive to D&D Beyond, but we are making it so that any content creator out there who wants to use our browser can set things up in their module to say, hey, I'm releasing this adventure. It is compatible with the Forge Compendium library, and here's how the data should be shown, because they need to set up the packs and they need to say what folders, what the hierarchy and all of that is. And if they give us the hierarchy and set the flag that says we are compatible with the Forge Compendium library, then their books will be added to this. It does not have to be D&D Beyond only. And not only that, but it's open source. So again, we're going to back to my roots of an open source developer finally being able to give back again an open source project to the community of Foundry VTT developers. And you can go and see how we do things. You can browse, it's written in Vue. So there's a lot of stuff that we still are going to be able to improve on. One of the things I wanted was to have a sort of cover flow like iTunes has, so you can actually use cover flow to select your books, being able to just like swipe here and and see all of your books and just switch from your books straight from this area without having to go back to the compendium library. You can see that we have import buttons on all of the journals and things like that, but we also want an import adventure button straight from this page so you can import the entire thing at once. There's a lot of things that we still want to do, and you're gonna see those happening hopefully soon. But I hope you're all excited about that. But yeah, I'm personally really excited about this, as you probably noticed from my voice of excitement, and on the fact that we're releasing this as an open source thing. Originally, it was called D&D Beyond browser, but we changed it to Compendium browser to make that name more inclusive of anyone else who wants to port their adventure module to be compatible with the Forge Compendium browser. So there. I hope you're excited.